back. I don't know how long. I don't know how long I can go on. This is part 2 of the AM drive to work. Thursday, March 9th, 2023. Like I said, the first one, although I didn't have anything to talk about, I was pretty much yammering the entire time, but very tired this morning. I don't really have the energy to keep talking. So although I am starting to record, this may not air. So at the end of the first video, I said I'll be right back, but I may not. Today may be just a one video day. Again, because I am so tired. Completely my fault. I should have gone to bed earlier, and I don't even know what it is. I've talked about this before. You just start looking at these reels, either on Facebook or YouTube, like these little videos, and you just keep going and going, and you just don't put the phone down. It's like a drug. It's every so often, like there's some kind of brain chemical release. There's got to be some enjoyment there, but it's weird because all I do is complain about the fact that I keep doing it. I may just turn off all of my social media. I won't stop posting videos. It's really important that people listen to whatever the hell it is I'm saying. No, it's not. Yeah, I'm thinking about jumping off of Facebook, maybe for a little while. All of my personas, I'm a lot of people on Facebook. Some of them the same name as me, some completely unrelated names. But I have a lot of different sock puppets on Facebook. I believe I'm 40% of the people on Facebook. That's probably why I'm so tired all the time. I think in the end, when it comes to coffee, and the Dunkin' Donuts coffee, I order just regular. Fold that back? I must have. The dark roast, I think it's, even though it doesn't cost more, I think it's more of a gimmick than anything else. I think if I had to decide, gun to my head, I'd just go with a regular Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Update on the weight loss thing. I'm still stabilized at whatever weight I was at. Let's call it 195, like right in that area. I haven't continued the intermittent fasting yet. As I said in an earlier video, I want to wait until the gout thing goes away before I start stressing my body in new and interesting ways. But the intermittent fasting did get me down to a specific weight. And even though I've stopped the fast for a few weeks now, I'll say at least 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I haven't gained the weight back. But I'm not uncannily losing it like I was before either. There was a point in time. I think I was up to 220. Maybe I was heavier. I don't know. There may have been some point where I was heavier. I wasn't weighing myself every day, but I know I'd ballooned up pretty significantly, and my weight fluctuates. It's usually very easy for me to gain and or lose weight. But like I said, I was slowly losing weight without trying. I had made some slight differences, as I mentioned before. I had started eating oatmeal for breakfast more often than not, and that may have been helping. Trying to make healthier choices. Like I said, I have been packing lunch a lot more than I used to. I mean, I would go months without packing lunch and just end up eating garbage out of the vending machines or the fast food places near work. So I'm sure all of that contributed to the very slow weight loss. It picked up in speed when I started doing the intermittent fasting. And I only did it for a couple of weeks, 2-day fast, then a 1-day fast. That got me down to 195, and that's where I've stabilized. So anyway, that's the update on the diet. I will start doing the intermittent fasting again once the gout flare-up is over. If you haven't noticed, I did pick up the dry cleaning. I have two, I've like a few suits and 2 suit coats. I don't know if this was the suit coat in question, the one that was making me sick. I have 2 of them. One of them is significantly uglier than the other. This is the one that's not quite so ugly. But I don't remember which one I was wearing to work. I bring it up because I'm yawning a lot, but it is because I'm tired and I stayed up too late. I don't believe it has anything to do with the suit coat that I'm wearing. I watched back one of the videos that I've made since I've been using this cup holder, phone holder. That is never going to sound comfortable to say. I've got to figure out what the word for this is, because I have never heard anyone say it like that. I'm saying it completely wrong. Is it a phone holder? Cradle. Is it a cradle? I don't know. Anyway, the point is, I do not like this orientation, especially when you watch YouTube on a PC. This orientation, this narrow, chopped off orientation, is absolutely terrible. I know this content is mostly about the audio. Nobody wants to look up my nose while I'm talking, so I realize that there's no real point to the video. You don't have to watch me intently. The whole point is you could listen to me if I was saying anything worthwhile while you're doing other things. You could be working, you could be writing letters threatening letters to my family, asking me to cease and desist with all these stupid videos, like whatever you use to fill your time, you could be doing instead of staring at me talk, listen to me talk. So, but anyway, I still don't like the orientation. I'd like to get a new phone cradle. That sounds better. A new phone cradle to attach to my windshield so I can go back to widescreen format. I'm heading east. That makes sense. Let's taste this coffee. Maybe the caffeine will help. Before I went to bed and started doom scrolling on my phone, I was just sitting in the office after work. Really didn't accomplish a lot after the end of the workday, and I was just watching YouTube videos. I spent the entire night just like kind of essentially watching TV. Terrible. But anyway, I was watching YouTube videos. Again, mostly of that Offerman fellow from Parks and Recreation. I haven't watched a single episode of that show, but I've probably seen scenes from every show because I keep watching the best of, and 10 minutes of him and Patti LaBelle, whatever that crazy girl is that's on the show, being the same person, and like anyway, it's just hilarious. It's very, very, very funny. I know I'm only watching the best of, so if I watch an entire episode, maybe I'll hate it. I don't know. And I discovered yesterday that the Lucy Lawless plays his girlfriend or wife on the show. My wife is a big fan of Lucy Lawless. She loved Xena and Hercules and all that stuff. This tastes awful. fans. Very disappointed in the lack of consistency lately at Dunkin' Donuts. Different people every day and different coffee. This is weak and burnt. But it's coffee, and that's a good thing. I often say that I do enjoy burnt coffee, but it's true. I like bitter flavors, but it's I don't like it half-assed. I don't like it a little burnt or a little like tasting like that. They just didn't clean the basket out, and that's some reused. Like I like if it's going to be burnt, I want it to be burnt. Just like talked about this before, beer. I do enjoy the taste of beer that's gone skunky. Something about that. I don't know how to describe the flavor. I don't want to say it tastes like piss, but it does a little bit taste like the way piss smells when you've. Not that I would enjoy drinking piss, but just for some reason that bitter, weird, skunky flavor you get from beer sometimes, I like that, and it's very very similar to a burnt coffee taste. In some ways, like my Felix the Cat tie. After I just said this is mostly an audio thing, now I'm asking you to look at the screen. Felix the Cat tie. I need to pick a lane. Metaphorically, I'm in a single lane. That's one of the things that's bad about taking the back roads to work. It's literally single file the whole way. I can't do this on the way home. It would take forever. I know I said in a previous video that a buddy of mine who lives kind of close to me, I live further away from work than he does, but most of the trip we go the same direction. He lives within a stone's throw. He's like one town closer to work. Anyway, he says he takes the back roads home. He doesn't use those words. I think he said, "Get out of my office." But no. But he takes a road that's parallel to this one that doesn't get as much love as this road does. And I don't want to ask him again because I hate it when I don't want it to seem like I wasn't paying attention to what he was saying, but it's in the heat of the day, if it's not work related, everything just turns into the parents from the Peanuts. Oh yeah, that's great. I'm gonna try that. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I'm gonna try that today. No freaking idea what he said to take. I don't know where to get on or off. I could try to look at a map and figure it out. I'm gonna ask again. I just explained it to you in detail. Yeah, I really wasn't listening to you. Could be. Could just be the sound of my voice that's making me tired. I'm a little Lou Rawlsy today because I stayed up late. I'm tired. I got tired voice. I have today. Now I'm trying not to think about the meetings I have today. Coffee is working. Pardon my stretch. Oh. So my the video I didn't air. My buddy was talking about, he was trying to do the infinity mirror thing where you put two mirrors, like you show the infinite reflections and you put light in there. And I tried to replicate it with my phones and my camera, and I thought it was going to be a lot easier than it ended up being. I know I've done it before, and it must have been a different setup. I don't know why I was having so much trouble, but it kind of worked. And then I went through my house looking for, I had made a while ago, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a set of binoculars. So I have strips of acrylic mirror. I also have the stuff that I told him about, which is not sepia, but it's like wrapping paper, but it's plastic and it's see-through, and it has a mirrored effect. Like if it's brighter on that side than this side, it acts as a mirror on that other side. So not a full mirror, it's like a one-way mirror. So there's, like, you can see through it, but it also acts as a mirrored surface. Couldn't find any of that, but I wanted to put together a little thing. I was thinking, and this is probably stupid, but I was thinking maybe if I put some tin foil, the shiny side of tin foil on a piece of glass, and I put a little pinhole in the center that you could look through. But I don't think tinfoil comes in a mirror finish. It's reflective, but I don't think it would work. I might just try to see how well it works. Maybe the water would help make it more mirror-y. Maybe it'll fill in the gaps. I don't know. The reason I have the acrylic strip mirrors, as I was explaining, is I made a project before. Got it to work very briefly. I made it out of like wood, brads, and this acrylic mirror stuff. So what it does is and I saw it on a YouTube thing. If I can remember where I saw it, like the actual one, like I modeled mine after the one that this guy had made. What it does is it changes your perception. So what it does is it switches your left and your right eye. So you look through it, and the light, like there's two holes in the front, and there's of course the two holes in the back that you're looking through, and you have the mirrors set up in such a way that you look through the one, light hits a 45-degree mirror here, bounces this way and bounces out, and then when you look at the other one, it goes a little further, hits the mirror, comes out here and goes out. So long path, short path, the whole thing, and it just reverses. It basically shows your right eye what your left eye would normally see, and your left eye what your right eye would normally see. What this does, and I had it working very briefly, but it's very hard. It's not hard. I made a crappy model. Like I said, it was just some plywood brads and that cheap acrylic mirroring that I cut into strips. But I did get it to hold together at one point, and what it does to your perception is it makes things. it reverses them. So an example would be like if you put a brick on the floor and then you looked at it through this rig. I really should make it again and make it better. But if you look at through this rig, it doesn't look like a brick sitting on the floor. It looks like an orange hole in the floor. It looks like there's an orange box-shaped hole in the floor. It does that to stuff, and it's an interesting effect. I think I will put it together because Matt was not Matt. One of my subscribers was talking about like little science experiments and things to show his kids, and that's actually a really cool one. It's easy to build. It's not easy to build right. Like the mapping it out on paper is really easy, but if you're just working with a saw and some brads, like I did years ago when I made this, so many years ago that I wasn't even living in the same house. It was like just barely cobbled together. I got it to work for a few minutes, but it was all wonky. And then after I got it working, it just kind of fell apart because it was very poorly constructed. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I really want to make that. Screw that mirror thing. I just want to make those binoculars again. Down to the last 30 seconds of part 2. And it goes on like this. I'll be back in a few minutes. Have a wonderful day.